She was 7 months pregnant. The thing that decided to possess her, so she lay flat on her stomach like a crocodile. She go like that.
Welcome to Haunting History, where I weave in history and the supernatural to bring you untold stories from some of Singapore's most haunted landscape. Today, I find myself in Yishun. According to local beliefs, Yishun is the strangest neighborhood in all of Singapore. But long before Yishun was called Yishun, it was a plantation called Nee Soon. Let's dig down into the history of Nee Soon and see if Yishun really lives up to reputation. I have a special guest with me today. He is living in Yishun and he is no stranger to the supernatural. Come, let's walk with me. Hey Hafidz!
Hello Eugene, welcome to Yishun. You're very brave to be here, alone, unattended, because we all know that Yishun is a very tough neighborhood to live in.
Challenge accepted. Let's see if I survive tonight. You and I, we crossed paths a number of times.
Yes, we have.
Because we are both in the paranormal scene. And I've been to your shows and we've done a couple of shows together.
Correct.
But today, we are going to be talking about one of Singapore's most talked about location, Yishun.
Yes, of course. For the wrong reasons, most of the time, unfortunately. I think it's the air. I think it's because of the unused land between Khatib and Yio Chu Kang. I don't know, I heard that it used to be, it was a plan that they wanted to build Disneyland there.
What?
Did you hear of this?
No, I have no idea. Now, the reason why I chose this place at Chu Siang Sua Keng Temple is because when we talk about the history of Yishun, it used to be a 6,000-acre plantation. But today, with modernization and development, you don't get any of the remnants of history anymore.
True.
But if you want to know the history of the place, the one place that you can depend on that will stand the test of time is a place of worship. So this temple was established in 1930s, initially at this location called Ba Sun Pa.
Oh, where is that?
It's a place before Khatib MRT, where the old auto used to be.
Right. Okay, yes.
The temple was set up by Lim Nee Soon, the founder of Nee Soon, initially with a $100 donation. So this was a spot around that area where people in Yishun would come and congregate, because don't forget, Nee Soon or Yishun was actually founded on the backs of Chinese and Indian migrant workers.
Right.
So they needed a place to worship, and back then Nee Soon have a lot of shrines around the plantation.
Okay.
So they put all the deities together into one community, and that became the temple. So I was digging up the history of Nee Soon, and I found out that actually the original story of Nee Soon is very, very glorified. Let me tell you a bit of the history. Okay. So as we know, Nee Soon was named after the man Lim Nee Soon.
Lim Nee Soon, right? Correct, yes.
So Nee Soon or Lim Nee Soon, he was a legend back in his day.
Right.
So around this entire area of Nee Soon, Sembawang, it was swampland.
Right.
And there was no one living here. So when the British government were giving out grants for land parcels, Lim Nee Soon volunteered, put up his hand and says, I will build in that area.
Okay.
It was no man's land.
Right.
But he was very close to the British government. So he got a bit of favours lah. He started off with a small plot of land, and he brought in the Malay migrants, the Chinese migrants, the Indian migrants, and they started building villages, building plantations.
Right.
As they were growing rubber trees,
they
were growing pineapple plantation first, because intercrop, right?
Yeah, that's what I heard also. Yeah, a lot of pineapple plantations.
So he sold the pineapples on a massive level. He started canning them and exporting them. So he started earning the nickname, the Pineapple King. So he took that money, started growing Nee Soon even more and more and more. At its peak, it was 6,000 acres.
Oh, that's beyond Yishun already.
Yes, so today's Nee Soon area is actually made up of Yishun, Sembawang, Canberra, Upper Thomson and Mandai. Can you imagine how awesome that is? It all belongs to Lim Nee Soon.
Wow.
And it was said that to walk from one end of the plantation to the other end was about 2 hours or 3 hours. And he was also given the position as Chief Justice of Singapore back then.
Lim Nee Soon.
Lim Nee Soon. Anyway, it's a very crowded place here. So let's go to somewhere quieter.
Yeah, I apologize on behalf of the people in Yishun. It's a very busy night. So I don't know why people in Yishun sleep very late.
Must be
Yeah. It's Lim Nee Soon. Okay? Follow us. Come.
So as I was saying, such a great man as he was, he did not live the right old age. He died
Correct.
quite young, in fact. He was born in 1879 and he died in 1936. So that will put him to be 56, 57 years old.
Shy of 57 years old.
Yeah. But you would also imagine that for such a great person, definitely there will be a shrine in Singapore.
No, there isn't. Okay.
You know why?
He did not die here.
Bingo! He died in China on a business trip.
Lama.
What's even sadder is right after that, 1936, because the war came in 1942. Around that same period of time, the British government had to call for an emergency war preparations.
Correct.
So they chewed up quite a bit of the Nee Soon estate to build military bases. And then in 1942, the Japanese came. Now we know about the Sua Keng massacre, where
Correct.
it happened.
Yes.
Now one of the locations that's not documented for the Sua Keng massacre is Nee Soon.
Okay.
Not a known location.
Okay.
However, ever since they have done the development and building houses and all, they started digging out the ground, they have found human remains, which many have alluded it to be the victims of the Sua Keng massacre.
All over Nee Soon lah.
Yeah.
Okay. So are we going to Yishun Dam now?
Let's go!
Okay lah, come on, let's go. Come on.
Let's walk to Yishun Dam.
Okay.
So Hafidz,
Mm.
this is Yishun Dam. A very beautiful, serene place.
Very tranquil, a nice place for you to actually do a walk, a hike, you know.
Back then, this place did not look like how it is today.
Correct.
Now it's so well developed.
True.
Let me tell you a bit about this place.
Okay.
So it may seem like just another water body, but back then this was an important part of Singapore's aim towards being sufficient in our own water supply. And this reservoir is between Yishun and Lower Seletar.
Yes.
So back behind us, that's where the Johor Straits is.
Correct, yes.
So this was the dam that protected the salt water from coming into the fresh water, and also to prevent flooding in the area.
Right.
So when this came up in 1984, it was an important part of Singapore's development. But you can also imagine back then, 1984, 1990s, the place here is very underdeveloped. And there's one particular story about a sighting of a white crocodile. Now, crocodile, there could be albino crocodiles, no doubt, but people believe that this white crocodile is actually a spirit crocodile.
Spirit, yeah. And people feed it. Yeah.
You-
I know this because it has presented itself to my family.
What?
Yeah. So when my grandmother was pregnant with my uncle, she was 7 months pregnant. The thing that decided to possess her, so she lay flat on her stomach in the middle of the toilet like a crocodile. And she go like that.
Oh.
So because that thing just wanted to be fed.
Back then, this entire stretch of rock wall, there's no fence back then. So you could just stop your car alongside the road.
Yeah, correct.
And you would just go out there, you fish, you just lepak and play
Correct.
radio. So around that rocky area, there will be one story, and this is told by multiple people. But along that rock feature, there was a lady, a white lady who would come and ask you for food. And people would fish, she said, boleh makan. And she will always be accompanied with this very strong smell of flower. So people identify her as the Yishun Dam Pontianak. Even in the quiet corners of Yishun and Sembawang, the stories persist. The haunted roads, apparitions in the river, ancestral spirits that refuse to be forgotten, the sacred trees, and the missing cemeteries. The old kampung homes may be swallowed by development, but not by time. This is Nee Soon, where the soil remembers and the air carries the whispers of time long forgotten. I'm Eugene Tay, and we'll be back with more haunting histories of places that refuse to be forgotten. So if you enjoyed this season of Haunting History, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment on this channel. Until next time, I'm Eugene Tay signing out. Shall we go explore the dark corners and see whether you can find a white crocodile?
Okay, can.